Since their mother's passing, I have two daughters living with me. Now I am thinking of burning the house down. Life in our small town had always been quiet, with the exception of the occasional whispers of the wind that carried secrets from the past. I, Drake, was a middle-aged father doing my best to raise my two daughters, Daniela and Jessica, after the tragic loss of their mother during Jessica's birth. The house was filled with echoes of laughter, tears, and the pitter-patter of little feet racing through the halls. But despite our attempts at normalcy, an air of mystery lingered in the corners, fueled by the unresolved tensions between my daughters. Daniela, the eldest, harbored a resentment towards Jessica, blaming her for the death of our beloved mother. Every argument between them ended in Daniela shouting accusations at Jessica, who, in turn, would defend herself through tearful denials. "My mother is not here anymore, because it's all your fault," Daniela would scream, her eyes ablaze with anger. "But it's not my fault. I didn't want Mommy to pass away." Jessica's response was always met with a stern interruption from me, desperately trying to keep the peace. "That's enough. Please, girls, stop fighting each other for the sake of your mother," I would plead, though my words seemed to fall on deaf ears. The tensions escalated, leaving me in a constant state of unease. One evening, after a particularly heated argument, Daniela locked herself in her room, leaving Jessica sitting on the floor, tears streaming down her face. I did my best to comfort her, reassuring her that our circumstances were beyond her control. As the clock struck 9 p.m., I decided it was time to put an end to the day's turmoil. I took Jessica to her room, tucked her in, and promised to read her a bedtime story to ease her troubled mind. The book I chose was a fairy tale about a traveler and a troll on a bridge. The traveler, a brave soul seeking new horizons, encountered a menacing troll guarding the path. Through wit and cunning, the traveler outsmarted the troll, proving that courage and cleverness could conquer even the most formidable obstacles. "The end," I whispered, closing the book with a calm smile as Jessica peacefully drifted into sleep. I left her room, hoping that the bedtime stories would provide some comfort and distraction from the brewing storm within our family. Life continued, and I juggled the responsibilities of parenting and working the early morning shift at the factory. Yet an unsettling feeling gnawed at my gut, a sensation that something was amiss. It was dismissed as paranoia, until the day I noticed two shadows darting toward our house as I drove away for work. Initially, I brushed it off as a trick of the light or the shadows of passing birds, but a lingering sense of dread stayed with me throughout the day. As I rushed home after work, the feeling intensified. Upon arriving, I was relieved to find my daughters waiting as usual. I chalked up the earlier premonition to my own anxious mind. However, over the following months, strange behaviors emerged. Jessica struggled to eat, Daniela became unusually calm, and Jessica developed a sudden aversion to apples, her once favorite fruit. Their movements became unsteady, and Jessica fixated on a static-filled TV, referring to it as her favorite show. My concern grew, and I decided it was time to seek professional help. I made an appointment with a local pediatrician, hoping that their odd behaviors were nothing more than a passing phase. Little did I know that the journey to uncover the truth had just begun. The Saturday morning sun shone brightly as I led my daughters Daniela and Jessica to the pediatrician's office. Dr. Vinny welcomed us with warmth, complimenting the girls before ushering us into a small assessment room. "How are they doing, Dr. Vinny?" I inquired anxiously as Vinny conducted physical and mental assessments on the girls. "They seem to be perfectly fine, Mr. Drake. Just a little phase, that's all," Vinny reassured me with a smile. Relief washed over me, and I couldn't help but express my gratitude with a hug. Vinny reciprocated, and the moment took a humorous turn as Daniela jokingly accused, "Hey, Daddy, you can't cheat on Mommy." Vinny, unaware of my wife's tragic fate, apologized, and I took a moment to share the story with her. Understanding the situation, Vinny apologized once again, and we left the clinic with newfound optimism. As we strolled back home, however, I noticed the peculiar cross-like walking pattern that my daughters persisted. When questioned, they dismissed it as normal, leaving me puzzled, but choosing to believe they were just playing around.